Hey folks, and welcome to my patch 8.3 corruption guide for Catweaving, or DPSing as a restoration druid. This is in addition to my current Catweaving guide, but now that we can purchase and apply corruptions, it's time to talk about what you'll be wanting to spend those Echoes of Ny'alotha on. So let's get started. I'm going to break this video down into 3 parts, looking at the best pure DPS corruptions for single target and dungeons, and then we will look at corruptions that provide some healing benefit as well as improving DPS. Also, this video does take into account the nerf to gushing wounds. Be aware that some of these might change depending on your own stats, but I doubt any of the purely damage based ones will. Note that we'll be measuring by damage per corruption. That means how much damage a single point of corruption gives you. As in my Catweaving guide, I recommend you stay below 39 corruption. For single target, the best is still gushing wounds. It may have been nerfed by 35%, but it is still top. The second best is Twilight Devastation, and it's not far off. In a dungeon setting, Twilight Devastation overtakes Gushing Wounds. In this setting, Twilight Devastation has a greater DPS benefit over Gushing Wounds than Gushing Wounds has over Twilight Devastation on single target. So if you're doing a mix, perhaps the fight has adds occasionally, or you're just in a dungeon, I'd always go Twilight Devastation. That's not the only comparison between the two, however. Gushing Wounds is a dot effect, whereas Twilight's damage is instant. Gushing Wounds also requires constant damage dealing to keep it up, whereas Twilight averages a proc of once a minute. Simply maintaining Sunfire and Moonfire should keep it proccing regularly anyway if you need to spend most of your time healing. Gushing Wounds does have its own benefits, however. It is a bleed, which has uses for Shred and in PvP as well. It also only costs 15 corruption, whereas the minimum Twilight costs 25. This means that if you wanted to reach certain numbers, such as 140 corruption, you'd be missing out on a month until you can get another Twilight Devastation. Overall, I would recommend Twilight Devastation, but since it takes about a month for corruptions to roll back round, it could be worth buying a Gushing Wounds and a Twilight Devastation rank 1 to accompany you as your corruption resistance rises. Sometimes, however, you may not want purely DPS corruptions. While I would argue that you should always have the time to Moonfire or Sunfire in any setting, you may want corruptions to provide some healing benefit, namely the stat. As in my Catweaving guide, we'll be discounting Mastery. Each of the other stats has a passive increase, or 2 passives is it crit, and a proc increase as well. The versatility proc relies on taking damage, however, so we'll be discounting that one, as there are many encounters where you won't take damage regularly. The procs generate a higher damage per corruption value than the static stats, as they do for healing also, so if you're not interested in pure DPS corruptions, you should go Racing Pulse or Deadly Momentum. Higher ranks provide better value. Between the two, they are very close and your own stat weights will probably determine what is better. Thank you guys for watching. If you want more Catweaving information, there will be a link to my 8.3 Catweaving guide at the end of the video. For now though, thanks for watching, and may you get your corruption soon. And, not in a month's time when they roll around again.